Hello, and welcome to the podium. It's your host once again, Spencer ANIENWELU. We're live on Private Television. The podium is a program that comes to you weekly, and we've been doing a lot of programs these days. We have another program as well. It's called the Golden Pot of Hope. Soon we're going to start coming with some charitable stuff on our station, where we'll be reaching out to the less privileged and giving out to them. And we also have our children's program, which we really think after this COVID-19 period, we're going to get children to start coming on the platform and, showcasing our Nigerian talent. On the podium today, we're going to have another discussion with the PDP in Anambra State. On Sunday, last Sunday just gone, we had the current chairman of PDP in Anambra State, Honorable Ndubisi came on the platform, and he came to clear up some, issues, misconceptions about who's the chairman and who's not the chairman. There's there's some issues with the PDP in Anambra State. So on the program today, we're going to have a member of the caretaker committee. His name is OBINNA OCN OKAFOR. He's coming, but he's running a bit late. He'll be joining us later on to come and put their side of the story. On private television, we always aim to show both sides, of any issue or debate or discussion, and that's how we'll keep it on for that. But in the meantime, I have in the back room of the stadium, we have a PDP person who's here in the UK. He will come on to fill in the gaps and give us a bit of background of what the issue is, and he's the secretary. He's the PDP secretary in the UK, but for the South East Caucus, and his name is Ambassador Nnamdi Mora, and he's going to come and join us now. I'll bring him into the studio now. Nnamdi, can you hear me, Nnamdi?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me, Nnamdi?
Yeah, I can hear you. Thank you, Spencer ANIENWELU, and thank you, viewers. Thank you for having me. And I want to wish everybody a good evening.
Okay, I must say, Nnamdi, I must say your volume's a bit low. The sound's a bit very low for some reason. I'm not sure if it's.
Can you hear me now?
Is it okay?
Can you hear me? I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me. Okay. Let's go ahead.
But can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it's quite low, muffled. I'm not sure, but carry on anyway. Or maybe if you want to log out and log back in.
Can you hear me now?
It might improve.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Is it better now?
To log in. Yeah. Like I'm saying, log out the stream and come back into the stream. Because it sounds okay. But yeah, while we wait for him to come in, we have to have the sound perfect. I mean, there's no point in being on. I'm not sure what it sounds like on the other end. Yeah, we can hear him loud and clear. Okay. All right. Sorry. So anyway, they come back in. I can see the comments. They say they can hear you. Okay. Yeah. Let's wait for him to come back in because from my end I couldn't hear him. So we don't want it to affect the audio later on. So it's best we take precaution and get the proper sound. So he'll be here in a minute. But in the meantime, you can see that we've been having quite a lot of discussions. We're going to be bringing more of now we're going into the politics season, especially Anambra State and even Edo State. We're going to be coming with more discussions in the political arena, Yeah, he's back now. Now, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me now? Is it better?
Yeah, okay. Yes, I can hear you now. Yes. Okay, go ahead. Yes. Better now?
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Welcome to the program, anyway.
I'm Spencer. I said thank you. Yeah, thank you, Spencer ANIENWELU, for having me. Thank you, Pam. I want to also thank the audience who will be listening to us as we bring to bear nothing but the truth on the happenings of PDP in Anambra State. So I think I have to leave it like that as you moderate how the conversation will go on.
Yes. Okay. Well, the only thing I'll ask you, because we're going to be waiting for the other side, the acting secretary of the caretaker committee is coming. OBINNA OCN OKAFOR is on his way. He should be here shortly with us. But I'd like you to give us a bit of background as what's been happening. Give us, because people don't really understand what's happening in Anambra State. So give us the bare, just, the fillers, so we can have an understanding of what's going
on. Thank you, Spencer. To the best of my knowledge, there is no schemism or division in the Anambra State PDP because I am the secretary. I'm speaking in my capacity as the secretary, Southeast Caucus PDP UK, and also I'm speaking as I'm speaking also a person that has been very much involved in the politics of PDP Anambra right from a very long time. I was born into a political family, and right from cradle, I have been in politics. I could remember I was the youngest youth leader for MK Abiola for president. As little as I was giving speeches in the arena of the political campaign arena. So, as to the best of my knowledge, there is no division or any problem or any contestation in Anambra State PDP. The reason why PDP set up the diaspora, where we come in, is for us to complement the efforts of the PDP in Nigeria, the headquarters, the national. So in the sense that we will become a bridge, to build a bridge for them, to a bridge between the international organizations, the international communities, so that we can actually sell the party to them, our ideas, the manifesto of what we are doing, and also to curry favor, if I may use that word, to bring development to Nigeria. So this is actually what we are here to do, and also to become the conscience of the party. Why I say this, because we stand as a neutral person anytime everything happens in Nigeria. We try to give our own, we try to conscientize the people in Nigeria on how best to do to promote, firstly, internal democracy. Because you cannot be a Democrat, you cannot be fighting for power or for democratic power when within your party you are not promoting internal democracy. So what we are trying to do, we from the Southeast, we from the diaspora, what we are trying to do is to make sure that our people understand that at all times, we must make sure that the power belongs to the people, that the power should not remain within, so shouldn't be domiciled within among the elite in Nigeria. So what we are trying to espouse is power going back to people and allowing people to choose who becomes their leader. And that is what has happened in Anambra State. The people have just spoken in 2017 and have elected Chief Ndubisi Nwobu after a very long time problem in the party actually in Anambra State. Anambra has been known for many things. So if you will afford me some few minutes, I will take you down the chronology of how it happened and where we are here today, how we have arrived at where we are. That will tell you how we have been so consigned that we decided to be joined in this program to be able to tell people the truth and what they need to do so that we can sustain this momentum that we have achieved and this progress we have made under the current leadership of Honorable Sir Ndubisi Nwobu. So it will interest you to know that in 2009, I, my humble self, contested the councillorship election under PDP in 2009 under the Amikwo Ward 6. That's where I come from, Oka South local government. So I contested for the election, and it will interest you to know that this is the first time after a very long time that PDP has actually had a united, I will use that word, a unanimous leadership that everybody is recognized by the national leadership of the party and also recognized by INEC and by the law of Nigeria. So what I want you to understand is that even in 2009, when I was contesting for the councillor to represent my ward, because of the passion I have, because of what I believe I can offer at that little stage, and then you will know that it interests you to know that even that time, 2009, there were two different there are two different executives of PDP. One recognized by the national, another one led by Chief Chris Uba, I think faction. So At the end of the day, so ever since in Anambra politics, since the advent of democracy in 1998, when we had a consensus, or will I say executive, a united executive, was after Ofiadulo of Enugu, and then before Tony Nwoye was the chairman in 2006 at the very young age of 31 years old. So after Tony Nwoye has always been one court case or the other, trying to for the court to adjudicate using the judicial jurisprudence, of the law to actually decide who becomes executive. So even when we are contesting, as a law-abiding citizen, we went to contest under the national executive approved state executive Anambra State. And Chris Uba and his own faction went ahead and organized their own primary election. And at the end of the day, it's interesting to know that at the end of the day, they were recognized. I think Ejiko Gwebego was recognized as the chairman of Anambra State. That's the Chris Uba faction. So now, fast forward to today. In 2017, when Makarafi and Senator Ben Obi took over the Cabinet Committee of the PDP, and then actually, we were very happy when we were about to harmonize Anambra PDP, because it has cost us the fortune in Anambra State. It has caused the party to be losing out on elections because we are not united. So that disunity in the party cost PDP, because if PDP is united, we parade the cream de la cream and sagacious Nigerians who has what it takes, who are eminently qualified to lead Anambra, to take them to the greater height, or any, even if you like, you can say the El Dorado, the state of utopia. You have these people, we have caliber, we have the grassroots. But due to these current ongoing divisions, which, by the way, frankly, I will tell you, is because of selfish interest. Because you can't take away the single fact that Anambra State, Anambra election is always very prominent. It's a very popular contestation. This time Anambra is having election.
But Nandi, I'd like to ask you a question. I've seen on another station where the other guy, there was a guy called Chief Obudike or something. He had some documents which he said were from INEC, which were saying that someone else is the party chairman. I don't know. Once you have documents and evidence, and I saw the current chairman, which is he had his own documents. So I'm wondering, how can two sets of people have the same documents and both, and they both are saying they're authentic? How does that happen in Nigeria?
It is very funny. Nobody can authenticate what document the person you are talking of has. I've not seen the document, so I can't actually be commenting on something I have not seen. But I want you to know that Honorable Sandu Bisinwosu, the PDP Southeast Caucus, we have been working in synergy, because we are here to complement the effort that they are making. So the person we recognize in Anambra State, in line with the party constitution, in line with even the constitution of the nation, because there's no law court that have given an order, any judgment against his chairmanship. So we are working with Samobu, giving him all. In fact, we have a lot of programs which will come later to unveil what we are trying to do with Anambra State to make sure that we win the election in Anambra State come 2021. But what I want you to know is that Sandu Bisinwosu, as he stands today, he was the person. Now, let me tell you, these people that woke up today and now they're saying because that Sandu Bisinwosu is not the authentic chairman. Where we are there in 2019, where he conducted one of the best, if not the best primary election, because why I said the best so far, because it was PDP, or even in Nigeria, we are known for going to court after primary election to go and contest who win or who did not win. So we allowed the court to adjudicate in many cases. But it will be a thing of interest for you that after 2019 election, no single person went to court against the primary election he has contested. So he has given PDP UK some form of stability. He has given us transparency that people now want to identify with the party. So you understand what I'm saying? So Wobu has done a great job in the party to step. So 2019, nobody was saying Wobu is not the the authentic chairman. They were all buying form under him. They were all participating in the election that Wobu conducted. So all of a sudden, they now realize that Wobu is no longer the chairman in 2020. Now, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. It is because of...
something.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we see something similar in Anambra State. We saw it in Edo State. You saw what happened with the governor. When every time it comes to election period, there's always some sort of an argument. It's either that the party chairman is not the party chairman. It's either that why is it like this in Nigeria?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Unfortunately, they see politics as a game, but it's very appalling, and it's unfortunate that they are playing politics. We are playing games with the lives of millions of people who depend on our astute leadership, on our visionary leadership to lift them out from poverty. Now, these people see in Anambra State, because once it's an Anambra election, all the gladiators will come out because it's an opportunity for them, avenue for them to make money. It's a meal ticket for them. That's why we are not going back to Egypt anymore. We have told them that if you have, because in the party there's internal mechanism for you to seek redress. Do you understand? You cannot put something on nothing and expect it to stand. There's no leg to stand. You cannot wake up one morning after election in 2017 and then the same person participated in the primary national convention, the same chairman conducted primary election 2019. All of a sudden, the funny thing is that, let me tell you, in the internal politics of the party, once a primary congress is scheduled, there is a committee, an appeal committee that is constituted for every aggrieved parties to go and seek redress. So if you have petitioned this process in 2017, and you are now coming in 2020 to say that you are not in support of what happened in 2017. So that means you have been having a very long sleep and you are now waking up. So my advice to them will always be, wait for the next Congress, come, put your house in order. Politics is a game of number. Go and bring your number. Know the delegate. Bring your number and come and contest. And I still want to tell you, I have not finished. This is an avenue for them to make money. In Anambra, politics is not hidden. Money exchange hands randomly, billions of naira. So many people are hoping on this. They use it as a meal ticket, like I said. And we are not going to keep on encouraging people who have this jaundiced ideology of politics, that politics is a place you go to make money. We want to do away with this kind of ideology. We want to have a paradigm shift that only people who are known, only the popular candidates who are grassroots politicians, who are able to mobilize people to come, are the only people that we allow to lead the people. Because once the people, that's why I said, we are giving power to the people. We are not giving power to the few people that will sit in their house and decide. Before in PDP, they don't go for primary elections. I'm telling you, you will sit down in your house. Some people will write, they will write the result sheet, and then the next thing you hear, people will start going to court. But you look at now, we are moving away from those. We're having a paradigm shift from what used to happen to a place now whereby people can actually buy a form, contest the election, fail election, and be happy. Because sometimes you pay money, you not even fail to be happy. So people somebody was even telling me, I would like to fail and be happy than they take my money. I didn't even see the four walls of the election place. So we are not doing that. So we know that these people that are coming up now to come and say that Wobu is not the chairman, is people that they want to be relevant. It's people that they thrive where there is commotion, where there is division. Unfortunately, we don't have that anymore. So they want to start doing their dirty politics, collecting money from people, because it's an avenue for them to come back to a mass and enrich themselves. And it bleeds my heart when I see in this 21st century, we still have some rapacious, bad politicians who don't see beyond their nose, their selfish interest. So we don't want to do about it. So whatever you see today is, in fact, there was a time I could remember in one of the PDP primaries election, governorship election, the amount of money they were calling them. That's why once it's Anambra, everybody wants to come. They want to come because they know that we're going to money will exchange hands. But we're not doing that. So whoever that is coming today and realizing that an exercise that happened in 2017 is not fit for purpose or it was not done properly, I'm sorry, has slept for too long. I should also be able to sleep for one more year so that we can be able to win the election in Anambra State, concentrate, and then during the Congress, you can come and contest whatever you want to contest. So we want a contestation where it is open for all. So that is what I have to say.
Okay, Nandi, but one more thing before I let you go. We still haven't got OCN OKAFOR. He's still not here yet, but I'm gonna ask you one more question so you keep us informing people. What I wanted to ask you is, you know, Anambra State, for instance, is under the ABGA party at the moment. What do you think your chances are, really? You know, and who do you think might be joining, showing their intentions to run?
You know, the election in 2021, like I said, that's why we are all out to come out. That's why we joined ourselves in this program to educate the people, to enlighten our people, to see that PDP is a one united family. There is no division. There is no, whatever you are seeing is a figment of imagination of people who believe that politics is a game. They will continue playing game. And we say, no, this politics is for the people, by the people, and done with the people. So what I'm trying to say is this. In Anambra State, the election is for us to lose. Why I say this for us to lose is that OBINNA-led administration has made it very easy for us to cruise to victory. Unfortunately, OBINNA has, in fact, I would say he has wasted a lot of resources. I don't know what he's doing, whether he's junketing, gallivanting, or doing whatever he's doing. But when you look at Anambra State, the scorecard is very poor. That OBINNA has not actually done anything to show for the amount of resources that was left behind by Peter Obi before he left. And he never denied the existence of such resources. And also, you look at the style of governance he has employed. He is not actually the one that will trigger the transformational development we so desire. So, but when you come now and look at the caliber, the creme de la creme of politicians we parade as the aspirants under the PDP, you look at their track records, you look at their pedigree, you look at their integrity, you look at where they are coming from. Majority of them are coming from the private sector, some of them are coming from the public sector. So you see, we have a pool of human capital, eminently qualified Nigerians who can actually come and do something in Anambra State. So APGA, as I've seen it, is not a force that PDP is not a force that can stand against PDP taking over Agwoka in 2021, because their leadership has never shown that it's able to start developing the strategic capabilities in Anambra State. They have not triggered, because when you look at, let me analyze Anambra for you. Governance is not a rocket science. I've always told people, governance is about making the right decision, making the right policies, fiscal policies, governance policy, everything. So when you look at the whole of governance, it's not like something like people will shout, oh, governance. No, it's very simple. It must be private sector driven. The public, the government, I've always told people, has no business in business. So you can actually bring development in Anambra State, infrastructural development, even without the government contributing their own money. All you have to do is to carry the private sector along, and you will transform the state. I'll give you an example of many sectors that have been neglected. I look at the let's take a look at, firstly, I will tell you about the governor's building of airports in Aguleri. So when you look at that, airport, it's a very good, don't get me wrong, good project, but it's a misplaced priority. We have two within the proximity of Anambra State, two airports, one in Asaba, one in Enugu. You understand what I'm saying? So, and in Enugu also is a cargo airport, because there's NACO there that cargo can come into Enugu airport. So actually, those money you have used now to go and spend in that or the people you have, I don't know how the project is being structured. It can be actually channeled into something else. Like, even take a look at the water corporation in Anambra State. Anambra Water, there's no water running in the state. Now, the danger of what you are doing, That's why when I look at some of these people, they're not actually thinking critically on how to develop this state and actually make it a very, very great state indeed. Look at the water corporation, for instance. It's very deadly because what we are doing, we are even digging our own grave very early. One day, I'm always scared there might be a catastrophe, an epidemic that even might be worse than the COVID-19. But God forbid that to happen, because you father in Anambra State will drill borehole to get water in one land in your own compound. You have your grave in one compound. You have your soccer wear in one compound. You have a pit toilet in one compound.
Yeah.
And all those things are going to the aquifer. Imagine what will happen when they contaminate. So even so, I always tell them, why don't you look at some of those things, have business cases, develop business cases for them, engage the private sector. We have lots of billionaires in Anambra State, businessmen that can really come together, and government can actually give them the backing they need so that they will invest in those areas. And then when you look at another area they neglect entirely is actually developing the people of Anambra State through vocational education. Do we have vocational education in Anambra State? When you
human capital development.
Human capital development, developing the strategic capabilities. When you come to London, for example, in London we have hundreds, even in one locality, you have hundreds of vocational schools where people can go and learn trades like electrical installation, plumbing, carpentry and joinery, and all those things. So most of our schools in Anambra State are married-bound. Why can't we develop some of them to have vocational educations? And even the funny thing is that even in Nigeria law, there's a law enacted by the National Assembly for us to have a terminal degree in they call it National Innovation Diploma and National Innovation Diploma, because they have vocational enterprise institution and innovation enterprise institutions. So actually, you can actually set up those schools in all the local capitals or local governments of the state to actually start equipping the youths to have skills for life. Without the prerequisite skills, how can you be able to create employment for the people? Everything must not be government is looking for job, government is creating job in this ministry. We have to be able to help people to become self-employed. And when we do that, we will also spur the generation of revenue. We have more income to come in. So there are a lot of areas where the government needs to think towards, and also to try as much as possible to exploit or explore, because the opportunity of the new renewable energy development using the mini off-grid, we can actually start solving the problem of electricity supply in Nigeria, in Anambra State, because I think the law of the country permits each state to build about 10 megawatts of mini off-grid station. So we can actually do that so that we can be able to help businesses in Onitsha, in Ennewi, even in Oka, where there are clusters of many hotels, for them to boost their businesses and have a 24-hour economy. So there are many areas that we need to go into, and look at Oka Capital Territory is an eyesore. Successive governments have never done anything to help that state, where I come from. It bleeds my heart to come to Oka, and you see how deplorable the state of the roads are. You look at how, and there was a time, I will tell you, there was a time, I think it was under Pdp, the State House of Assembly actually passed a law to be, I think it was 10% of the budget goes to develop the capital city. But I don't know how much they have done it. They can still renew. Because they can start the program so that the capital city will look like capital city. The capital city look like a glorified. It bleeds my heart because this is my town, the seat of power. So what PDP will do is we are committed that once we come to power, we're going to look to have a befitting capital that will actually reflect the maximum of Anambra State as the light of the nation. You can't be the light of the nation where a capital city looks like the dark of the nation. So there are a lot of things that needs to be done. And like I said, 2021 is actually an election for PDP to lose. We are taking over Anambra State, and I want everybody to tell them that they should not despair. The time for us to do the right thing has come. So they should be equipped with their PVC and get ready to vote for PDP, because we are coming to sweep away and clean Anambra State for all the maladministration or the misrules or the misadventures. So we are coming to make Anambra a place that people that Anambra, we have a lot of we have a lot of great ambassadors from Anambra State, people that have actually become first trailblazer, pacesetters in a lot of things they've done. Talk of Professor Kennedy DK from Oka, from my town. He was the first indigenous vice chancellor of University of Ibadan. Look at Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe for nature. Look at Chief of Emeko Dumegu Ojukwu. Look at Wafo Rizu. Even Ikedi for blessed memory. So look at many Alex Ekweme of Dr. Alex Ekweme of Oko. We have great people. Even in technology, we still have people, even industrialists. We have lots of people. So we should be behaving like the great people that we are. So our place should not be a place where it's just by mouth, but where you come to where we come from, it's actually not to write home about, you know.
All right. Ambassador Nnamdi, I'm gonna pause you there for a minute. Marley, can you please see if we could get OBINNA, the acting secretary of the caretaker committee? We can get him on the phone to see why we still haven't had him. But thank you for being with us, giving us that breakdown, and I want to elaborate what it is. I'm gonna bring on the PDP UK secretary, general secretary, onto the program now. And Ambassador Nnamdi, thank you very much for coming on. You're the PDP secretary or the Southeast Caucus in the UK, isn't it? Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much. And stand by, because I might need you to come back in later. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you so much, President. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. And thank you very much for being patient with us. We have on the program now Ambassador Chukwumora. Ambassador Chukwumora is the PDP UK chapter general secretary. So I think I put the other way around, but please bear with me. Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Spencer, for having me. Yeah. It's been a very wonderful.
We should have had someone who was coming to oppose the position of the current PDP chairman in the state, in Anambra State. And then the whole idea was for him to come, and then maybe you come and clarify some issues they had. But well, like Nnamdi just made mention earlier, I'd like you to give us some sort of clarity to why you feel there's nothing to worry about here for the people of Anambra State who want to vote PDP.
Oh, wow. Oh, thank you so much, Spencer, and thank you for having me. I want to thank Ambassador Nnamdi Mora for a well-detailed account. In fact, he went back to the ages from the time of Chris Uba Group, Ngige, and all the rest of them. So he was able to give a chronological analysis of the origin of PDP participation in Anambra politics, and was able to also outline the different era of crisis that was bedeviling the party and depriving the party of success in Anambra State elections. I want to thank Honorable Nnamdi so much. He's done so well to dispel the falsehood being by the falsified, fictitious faction, I will call them, because there is no faction in Anambra State. He went in the backstage to be able to confront Mr. OBINNA OKAFOR. But unfortunately, his absence speaks a lot. It speaks volume. He's someone who has nothing to say, and he's suddenly disappeared. So for the purpose of confirming who is who, I came out here with my return certificate. Before OBINNA, we said that Ambassador Mora is not the authentic General Secretary of PDP in the UK. This is my certificate of return.
Okay.
As you can see.
Yeah.
This election was conducted and supervised by the foreign chapter coordinator, who flew in from Abuja to conduct the election. You're also aware that in Nigerian politics, we have a lot of crises. And this crisis is not because of party or national interest, it's individual interest. And just like in Anambra State, in PDP in the UK too, we've had series of crises as well. And this is the first time that Abuja themselves came to say this time around, we want to have peace in PDP UK chapter. And they came down, conducted the elections, and we won. And Alhaji Sambo became the party chairman here in UK chapter. So I've come here to say that the only party structure we know in Anambra State is the party executive led by Right Honorable Sir Ndubisi Nwobo. So there is no basis for anybody to dispute that. It is as clear as a crystal ball. It is not in contest. I came here to challenge Mr. OBINNA OKAFOR. But unfortunately, Mr. OBINNA OKAFOR
No. We have him in the studio now. So I'm going to bring him on. So, yeah, I'm going to bring him on now. And then we can now go on. Yes. Right. OCN OKAFOR, can you hear us loud and clear?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
We've all been waiting for you. You know, we waited, but we thank God you made it in the end. I would introduce you to the guest. OBINNA OCN OKAFOR is the acting secretary for the caretaking committee in Anambra State. Yeah, did I get it right?
Yeah, very correct.
Okay. So now you're here, and we have Ambassador Ngochukwu Mora, who is the secretary, general secretary, APC, PDP UK, PDP UK. Yeah. Now you're here. Can you please tell us why you felt it was necessary to come and clarify or bring up some issues you felt last time we had Honorable Ndubisi Nwobo on the program?
Okay. Thank you very much, Spencer ANIENWELU. Thank you, the viewers. Thank you, Ambassador Ngochukwu Mora. First of all, I'm so sorry. I have to apologize for being here late. That's simply because of poor network. Ambassador Ngochukwu, I saw when you were showing the world when you were showing the viewers your certificates.
Yes.
Of return, and that's congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You said before I will say you're not the secretary of PDP.
Yes.
I'm a progressive-minded person, so whenever I see anything that is straight, I stand by it. Whenever it is not straight, it's important we tell the world how exactly it is, so that we do not misinform people. So, going by your question, Spencer, it's unfortunate that what an illegality that some people have been practicing for long, they thought it would ever become legality. What I'm actually saying, in fact, is Honorable Ndubisi Nwobo still claiming that he is the state chairman of the party, whereas he is aware of a court order on December 17th that said that he should stop parading himself as the state chairman, and then a status ante bellum should be maintained. So he ceases to be the state chairman of the party from December 17th, 2019. And he initially he was not a party in that seat, but he applied for joinder and joined on December 30th, 2019. And the order has not been vacated. The matter is coming up tomorrow in High Court, Abuja, Maitama, Abuja. The order had not been vacated. So this is the order here. I have a copy of the order.
Open, I'd like you to sit a bit forward so we can see you. We're not seeing you very well. Come a bit closer to the camera so we can see your face. Maybe a bit closer. Yeah. Okay, go on. Carry on.
Can you see me?
Move to the side a bit. This to the right. Yeah, there, better. And then forward.
Okay,
yes.
That means I think I need to.
They're not better, so we can see your face. You know, we want to see who's making this acquisition. Yes. Go ahead, no, go on, no. Go on, keep speaking.
You can see me properly now.
Yeah, keep speaking, no, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need that means I need to kind of okay, is it okay now?
Okay, yeah, it's okay now, go on.
Okay, fine. Yeah. So this is a copy of the court order, which in the BC Wobu has a copy of it. This was, I don't know if you can see this. I will eventually send you.
Quite small. But you send it to me later and I'll put it on the website.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course, I will do that. You know. So, I'm sure most people are not aware, but some of the people that work with him in his executive know that he has not been operating from the party secretariat since January this year.
Point of order, Mr. OBINNA OKAFOR. I was in Abuja in January 2020. At the NEC meeting, Honorable Ndubuisi was there representing the Anambra ESCO. I was in Abuja on a courtesy call on the national chairman of the party, which is Secondus, Honorable, right? So Buka was there, recognized as the chairman of PDP Anambra State. So if your court order is on the 17th of December, I don't know why he was allowed to come into the NEC meeting.
Yeah, you are still going far. You are still going far. You are talking about January 2020. In the stakeholders meeting had on March 8th in Enugu Government House, he was there as well as the state chairman.
Okay.
You are still talking about January.
So what has changed?
Good. So what the party claimed was that they were not served. The court order. That was what the party claimed, that they were not served the court order. Right? And they had been duly served. Like I said, you are referring to January. I was in Enugu with him on March 8th. And his name was written there at the guest list from Enugu, from Anambra, as the party chairman. So when we notified them, they said they were not served. But I can tell you now that they have been duly been served.
Honorable OBINNA OKAFOR, with all due respect, Mr. OBINNA OKAFOR, you can agree with me that Honorable Buka has been the state chairman of PDP from 2017 at the Congress duly elected. So now we have documents. We have documents to back this fact. Anybody has the right to go to court on any issue.
Ambassador, I would love to see your documents.
The documents are there. Spencer, you posted them. You can bring them up.
They're on the webpage.
They're on the webpage.
On the Facebook page, yes. They're on the Facebook
exactly.
page.
So as I speak to you now, if you go to INEC headquarters and inquire about PDP ESCO executive in the INEC, you have Honorable Ndubuisi there as this duly.
Can you prove that? Can you get the CTC copy from INEC tomorrow and prove that?
We can, of course, we can get that. Of course, we can get that.
I'll be glad to have that.
Mr. OBINNA, the reason why I joined PDP is to make sure that we save the people of Nigeria and Anambra State. We cannot do that by fighting ourselves. If truly you are of the PDP and you have the interest of the PDP at heart, you join hands together, you join forces together to promote the interest of the party and not to put down the house. You know, someone who helped in building the house does not put the house down. We have barely 1 year to an election and we don't need any distraction. You are wearing a PDP cap.
I should join forces by practicing illegality.
And that you've gone to court to seek for a court action on a particular matter does not mean that you are going to be granted it by court. Because these are processes. When delegates, when congresses are conducted, they have people like officers who are appointed by the party to conduct those congresses, and we have all those documents. You know,
can you tell me about the processes? Can you tell me about the processes of those congresses you are referring to?
Hold on 1 minute.
Okay.
So OBINNA OKAFOR, we're not really in a court, though. So all I'm saying is, if you need any documents, maybe later on, perhaps later on, Ambassador will send them to me, and then I'll post them on our Facebook page.
No, the same documents are the documents you have already, Spencer. Spencer, this is all a plot by our enemies. I mean, when I call our enemies, I mean other agents who do not want PDP to win the election. It's just a distraction. Otherwise, there's no reason why you will suddenly wake up now and remember that you were a member of a caretaker committee. You know, by the PDP constitution, caretaker committees are meant to last for only 3 months. I don't know if you're getting my point. So I don't know how you will come back again after 3 or 4 years to now remember that you were meant to be caretaker chairman of PDP or caretaker secretary of PDP 4 or 5 years ago. That cannot stand.
Okay.
So anyway, OBINNA OKAFOR, do you have anything else to say?
Okay.
Any other issues with the way things,
Okay, let me. I'll use this word. I'll use this word with all due respect, Ambassador Gochukwumara. Let me educate you about the problem in PDP Anambra, and I'll back them up with facts. Sorry, I said I'll use this word. Let me educate you. This is a letter of appointment, right? I don't know if you can see it.
From who, please?
This is a letter of appointment in 2017, signed by the then Secretary of National Caretaker Committee, appointing Sachupudi Umaba as the Chairman, State Caretaker Committee, following the resignation of Professor A.B.C. Nwosu, right? And by section 25, I don't know if you have a copy of the PDP constitution with you.
I don't have it here.
Okay. Section 25, 1A of PDP constitution said that the chairman there shall be a state congress who shall, the state chairman. Okay, I read. There shall be a state party congress. The state chairman, who shall be the chairman. So, following the appointment of Sachupudi Umaba, who also was the Congress chairman, we had our World Congress in that same November 2017. What I saw Ndubisi Nwobu posted was the Electoral Committee report, right? I'm sure you know the processes of the party. I'm sure you know the processes of election in the party.
Mr. OBINNA OKAFOR, what about the letter in October 2017 by the then caretaker chairman of National Caretaker Chairman Committee, Senator Karafi and Benobi, stipulating the Congress dates for Anambra State Congresses from ward to Anambra State level? Are you discarding that?
Well, of course.
Are you discarding
Did anything change about the letter? Did anything change about the letter?
The letter is stating that the Congress will actually hold, the new date was going to be on the 4th of December 2017, and that Congress held. Exactly.
No, I said, there was a word I used, and I said with all due respect, I said, let me educate you about the problem in the party. You can respond
about the problem of the party when you are part of the problem of the party. How can somebody
I would love you to do?
Who is the problem of the party
itself?
It's someone who wants peace in the party about the party.
What Ambassador Ogoch, what I would love you to do is to note what you want to say or you want to ask me. Okay? Or I will let you speak first, then I'll respond to you. So whichever one you choose, I'm fine with that. So do you want to speak first and I'll respond to you? Or do you want me to speak and then you listen?
I will interject when necessary.
Okay, but please don't take me back.
You can speak.
Okay, thank you. So, what Ndubisi sent to Spencer and what he told the world was about the Congress Committee report, right? The Electoral Congress Committee report. And you know, you've conducted an election, you've run for election, and you know that after the Electoral Committee, there's an appeal panel committee. Yes or no?
Yes, of course, there is.
Perfect. And this is perfect. And this is the appeal panel committee report.
Dated what day?
I don't know why he's not talking about it.
Spencer, can you upload this document so I can have a look?
Yeah, like I said, can
you upload it now so I can look at it and respond?
All the documents you have, please put them together and I'll upload them. Then you can go later on and have a look.
If I cannot see them now, that means I cannot respond.
There's no point in showing it because you can't see them. Yeah. So all I want to do is open that. If you have any other things to ask me, and then we're gonna have to wrap up the show. We've got like 5 minutes to go now. 5 minutes to go.
Okay. So, and the appeal panel committee report supersedes the electoral committee report, right? And this was the chairman of the committee, that's Grace Benz. It is referred to as Grace Benz Appeal Panel Committee report. And this is the local government report I have here. I'll still send them to you. It was on the strength of this report, this local government report, that Professor Osito Obu, who was the then chairman of the electoral committee, came to Enugu to conduct the election on December 4th, 2017. Yeah. Was the Congress held? No. This is a letter notice of suspension written to INEC. Right? Yeah. This letter was received. You can see the stamp here.
Who? I cannot see the document you're showing. Who wrote the letter of suspension? Who signed it?
Honorable Satufodi Umaba.
Okay.
Honorable Satufodi Umaba. Date December 4th, the day of the Congress. And you can see the stamp. It was received in INEC by 10:40 a.m. So how can you tell me that INEC received the report, received the notice for suspension, and then the same INEC still conducted and monitored the Congress? This is another letter of suspension to see. You can see it's clearly written here, copied the Commissioner of Police, copied the directors, DSS, INEC.
Okay. Obinna, I'm going to have to stop you now. Let me tell you something.
Honorable Spencer, before you come in, right?
Spencer, if you can give me 1 minute.
I also have a letter here dated 1st of October 2018, which was a letter written to the Independent National Electoral Commission by Sir Ndubisi Obu. Here, there was still correspondence between INEC and
that's a document I wanted to tell. That's what I wanted to talk about. Yes,
exactly. So there is correspondence between INEC and Sir Ndubisi Obu post the date of the letter you are referring to. Can you respond to that? If INEC will receive
the letter written said, okay, the letter, you said the letter you have is first. Oh, hold on. Can you hold on? Can you hold on? I said hold on. Let me educate you. Hold on.
Okay,
we'll come to 2018. We are still in 2017. Sorry, we're still in 2017. We'll come to 2018. Now, building my story.
Okay.
And Because following the suspension of the Congress, there was no Congress held on December 4th. And then I will give you the same challenge I gave to Ndubisi yesterday. And I'm still giving him the same challenge. Let him produce one single picture. I'm not asking for 5, 10, 20. I'm asking for only one single picture where Professor Osito Ogbu, who was the chairman of the Congress committee, was in attendance in that Congress he's laying claim of. Let him produce one single document, video, or picture where Professor Osito Ogbu conducted the Congress.
OBINNA OCAFOR, are you saying
I'm not talking about documents. I'm saying produce a video.
Was forged? Are you saying that Osito Ogbu's signature was forged on the result sheet for the State Congress?
What I'm saying, I'm sure if I ask you now,
his signature is on the result sheet. So why do you need his picture to validate his presence?
I am telling you, hold on.
Has Mr. Osito Ogbu come out to say that this signature,
if I ask you a picture or a video, if I ask you a picture or a video of your own election, you will bring it to me. You show it to the world. So let him stop carrying around documents.
Has Mr. Osito Ogbu come out to deny that he was not at the State Congress? Has he come out to deny?
No problem now. Just hold on.
Everywhere on the social media, on print media.
Hold on.
Has Osito Ogbu come out to deny this?
No problem. This was a letter dated 15 December 2017.
Okay.
And this was reports. This I'll read. Chief Prince Uche Secondus, National Chairman PDP, National Secretary, report of the investigation of PDP Anambra Congress 2017.
I'm not sure we got that.
This report was
reading the whole document. What I'm saying is, like I said, later on we'll see all the documents. Just tell us the story.
This
narrate the whole incident.
Document was produced by. This report was produced by. This report was produced by Chief Austin Omahe, right? I'll send it to you. Okay, that was his report.
And I think that
was his report dated December 2017.
I understand we don't have much time, Spencer. No. Let me make this point. Hello?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. Go on.
In 2018, Honorable Ndubisi Ogbu led Anambra State delegates to River State National Convention that elected our presidential aspirant.
We are talking about 2018. We are still in 2017.
2017. I am also progressing as you progress from your date.
I have the documents of 2018 here.
I'm talking about 2018.
I have the documents of 2018 here. This is the appointment letter of caretaker. This one was at the same time the chairman of the caretaker. I have the documents here. Hold on. Don't be on fast drive. Let's use jogging and be going. Don't sprint.
No, but you have to understand. You came a bit late to the program, so you need to be fast in your approach.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Let's not be on overdrive. So, on the strength of the report of Austin Omahe, right? This was a letter dated 19 December 2017. Addressed to Austin Omahe and signed by Senator Omar Ibrahim, the National Secretary. This letter, I'll send it to you. Okay, they said, please refer to the above subject matter. I write to acknowledge your correspondence of 15 December 2017, addressed to the National Chairman. 1, 2, 3, and the last paragraph is said, in view of this, the National Working Committee at its meeting held on 19 December 2017 directed that the Southeast Zonal Executive should oversee the affairs of Anambra State chapter until congresses are held within 90 days.
Okay.
When was this letter?
This letter was signed on the 19th December 2017.
Obinna, can you hold on for a second? I'd like you to read that document you've got. The document you said you have. Because I saw that same document. Read it out, because the same person who signed that document seems to be the same one who signed that one.
What document?
So I'd like you to read out this one, which is fast forward into 2020 now. So let's move forward. Let's move forward to 2020. Read out what is in that document. Ambassador, please.
What document? What document are you talking about?
No, the one you were showing on your phone. You know the one you talked about, the letter to Annie.
No, I was sure it was in 2018. The letter was in 2018. It was regarding repeat Congress. Yes.
Let me not tell you what I have now. I have a document. I'm going to have to go forward because you're taking too long. I have a document from, it was signed by Austin Omahi, dated the 21st of July 2020. And also co-signing is the Zonal Secretary, Honorable Kashmir. You know what I mean? And Austin Omahi is the National Vice Chairman, PDP Southeast. So the letter was to the Resident Electoral Commissioner, Independent National Electoral Commission, Anambra State. And it reads, we write on behalf of the Southeast Zonal Working Committee of our great party to draw your attention to the antics of one Chukwudi Umaba, who is parading himself as the state caretaker chairman of PDP.
Thank
with
you.
a secretariat at House 11, blah, blah, blah. For the avoidance of doubt, the PDP in Anambra State has its state chairman as Honorable Ndubisi Nwogu, who has been duly elected by the state congress, monitored by your office on the 4th of December 2017. I've got this letter. I'll send it to you later. You can read it.
Thank you, Spencer. Thank you, Spencer. This was
Let me finish reading it. The party is not under any caretaker committee by whomsoever name called. The said Chukwuma already is not known to be occupying any leadership position in our great party. Please, this is for your information, and we request that you continue to accord Chief Ndubisi Nwogu all necessary cooperation. That's what he says. So I don't know what you say to that, Obinna, please.
Okay, beautiful. Now, one thing has been established, right?
Yeah.
Based on the strength of these two letters, his outcome and recommendations in Anambra, where he said there was no Congress, and this second letter, where the National Working Committee said, go and oversee the affairs of PDP Anambra for 90 days.
Okay.
Before that 90 days, Joaquin Anyam, the vice chairman of PDP, Anambra South, now went to court. All right. And there was a court judgment.
Okay.
Sometime in May, we said that Ndubisi Nwogu is the authentic chairman.
Okay.
Now, sometime in May 2018, one thing is certain here. PDP said there was no Congress.
Yes.
PDP, in that matter, defended what they said, that there was no Congress.
Yes.
Now the court said Ndubisi Nwogu, there was a Congress, and Ndubisi Nwogu won the Congress. Then Ndubisi Nwogu should be recognized as the authentic chairman.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
PDP appealed that matter. The matter is still in court of appeal.
Okay, so it's
now
tomorrow.
Because we are preparing.
Is that the case tomorrow you're talking about?
No. That one is no. We have 4 different cases in court. We have 5 different cases in court.
Wow. Okay.
We have one that is coming up tomorrow. We have one that's coming up on Monday. That came up this Monday. It's coming up next week Monday. That's in Oka. We have another one in FCC High Court Buhari. We have another one adjourned to September, October in Anambra High Court, State High Court, Nnewi, and the one in appeal. We have 5 court cases in on this same leadership issue. Now, because we are preparing for primaries in 2018, PDP now set up a caretaker.
Okay. When was that set up? When?
6th September 2018.
Okay. But you know,
September 2018.
No, do you have any document that's after this letter I read out?
Sir, this is laughable.
No, this letter I read out. Okay, go on. Nnamdi, can I have? Sorry, Ambassador Bochu. Let's hear from him for a minute. Let's hear from him if he has anything to say.
Yes.
Yes.
With viewers, you've seen that the only thing Nnamdi can lay hands to is court cases. Court cases. He's an agent of distraction, sent to disrupt PDP activities.
Can you leave being petty? Can you leave being petty and getting personal?
I don't know who is petty here. Someone who has listed 4 court cases against his party.
No, can you leave being petty and approach the matter by its merit, please?
The merit of the matter here is that there is no faction. There is no faction in Anambra State. If OBINNA OCNOKAFOR and his group,
do you have this letter now? Are you aware? Do you have this letter?
From the PDP Congress,
do you have this letter?
Number 4, 2017. They cannot call the process flawed or that didn't take place if they chose to abstain from the Congress.
Okay, fine.
All I'm saying is that
can you present a picture? Can you present any picture where Professor Sosutobu conducted a Congress? Is it difficult?
You see, Honorable Spencer, a signature.
Can you present
I don't know which
single
one
video?
It's more.
Conducted a Congress. Is it difficult?
Okay. All right, guys. You know, I'm gonna bring them. I'm gonna bring on one more person, and that's the guy. Is the APC. OBINNA, just for your information, is the APC PDP UK Secretary for the Southeast Conference.
Yes.
I wanted to. He was speaking earlier before when you came to come on. I want to bring him on because we've been waiting on the side for him to have a little input into this discussion. Yes, let's bring him in. Yes, Ambassador Nnamdi, can you hear us?
Yeah, thank you, Spencer. I think
I needed to break up the back and forth there. This guy, he's not too clear. So I'd like you to be on the sidelines and listen to what's happening. What do you think is going on?
Spencer, let me just make a point before you continue. Okay. You guys are from Oka. I'm sure I'm not being ambushed by Nwobu brothers.
No. Don't worry. Don't be afraid. Don't worry. No, you're not being ambushed. No. I'd like you to say something and then you can come say what and then we have to wrap it up. Go on.
Spencer, please, thank you so much. And one thing I think I've done so much here is to stay as an unbiased umpire in this discussion. If you watch my the message when I started the introduction and how we've been having this conversation, you understand that I've been promoting the party and also has told you how the chronology, how we have arrived at this impasse we're having in the party. And then you have seen, I've told you also how we have made a tremendous improvement in what we have as of now. So I'm not speaking as somebody that wants to ambush my brother, the factioner, or what would I call you, the factioner secretary, OBINNA. So nobody will ambush you. But what we are here to do, why I'm happy that we're having this discussion. Look at it, Spencer. We are young people. We are the leader of Nigeria today, and we leader tomorrow. So I like it when we always Jojo is better than war. So when we dialogue and debate, we always find a way of having a common ground and also making progress. So from what I can see, it is over, like I told you, Spencer, it has always been power play. And you keep on seeing it. But all I'm saying is that when you look at what I've transpired, because I contested, I told you earlier in this program, I contested the election as a councillor in ANIENWELU Ward 6, Okasa local government in 2010. And I told you that we had 2 factions then, one sponsored by the National, one led by Chief Chris Uba. And also my very good, my mentor, Chika Beneme also was contesting 2009 under Chris Uba's faction. And even, what's his name from Oka, Osi Egwatu, the Honorable Segwat was also part of Chris Ubakam. So we know all those things. We know with the gladiators we have in Anambra State. But what I'm saying is that since 2017, look at the funny part here. The tenure is 4 years. So even if Wobu, let's even assume Wobu, let's assume that Wobu now is the chairman of the party. He has only 1 more year to live. So my own is that why can't we allow Wobu to complete the good work he has started? Because we have tied ourselves in court of law, that we are in court cases that we don't know whether it's going to be over in 5 years. By that time, we must have elected another executive, and the vicious cycle continues. So how can we continue to oscillate in a contraption we create for ourselves? Why don't you find a way to regulate and then confront what is facing us, which is the election come 2021? I'm interested in PDP taking over Agwoka. I'm interested in PDP emancipating our people both politically and economically. I'm interested in PDP taking over our people, taking our people out of poverty that OBINNA administration and APUGA has put us. They're running a government of hegemony. We have to break that and enthrone a PDP governor that will be all-encompassing and all-acting in everything that we do. So what I'm saying in essence is that 2019, we all rallied behind Wobu. Chris Uba was not seeing him as a factional or a temporary or a tentative chairman. Everybody contested primary election under him, and we had a sweet election whereby there's no court case anywhere challenging that election. That is where I'm now basing my argument. Nobody challenged it. So why, after 2019, nobody challenged it? 2020 now, we are back again, trying to draw each other's clothes in the court of law. So what I will advise my friend Okafor, there is nothing that cannot be solved using dialogue and diplomacy. So I will say, let us meet at the sitting table, let us iron our differences out, and let us support Wobu, because he has only 1 more year. So let us make him the chairman, and then next year, all of us will get ready for the PDP Congress, so that we will now elect and bring the vote, the person that will actually want to lead Anambra State. That will be my submission, and I'm urging people on this forum that my friend fictional secretary represent, so that we all come together.
No, it's not fictional. Okay, it can never be a fiction. Thank you very much, Ambassador Nnamdi Mora. You see, like you rightly said, there's nothing that cannot be resolved using dialogue, and that has been my stance. That has been my position. Okay, and then but I'll tell you something. But there was what you said in 2018-19 when we were running for election. Nobody was questioning DBC Nwobu's leadership. At some point, there was gentleman's agreement. I will not mention names, but that is why you see the big weights are not saying anything publicly in this matter. No National Assembly person has spoken publicly. No party big weight has spoken publicly about these leadership issues. There was a gentleman's agreement at some point that somebody, it kind of got into somebody's head, and the person now started seeing himself as, I'm in charge, lording himself over people. And they now said, no, we have to do things legitimately the way it should be done. That is the bottom line. You see, respect is reciprocal. You had approached this matter in a very mature way, right? And I will have to reciprocate that to you by responding maturely. The simple truth is, I still have other documents here, a lot of them flying. I will keep them. But I will assure you, one, there was no Congress on December 4th, 2017. Two, there was a caretaker set up on 6th September 2018, based on the leaders, the stakeholders agreement. Ndubisi Nwobu was the three people that were contesting chairmanship in that 2017. Ngozi Agudosi 1, Ndubisi Nwobu 2, Ubom Okelofu 3. So in that harmonized caretaker list, state caretaker in 2018, which I was a member, Ndubisi was made the chairman. Ubom was there, Ngozi Agudosi was there, Umaba was there. You understand? There was harmony. There was a peace agreement at that point. Now, on September 29th, 2018, PDP, the same Austin Umahi swore in the elected
networks. On the network, we're having network issues, I think. Oh, but if you can hear us, maybe you might need to log out and log in. You might need to log out and log in. It continues. Oh, we can't hear him. No, we can't hear him. He needs to log out and log in. Let me see. We're coming to the end of the program anyway. I think we've been there for long enough. Let me see if I can bring him back quickly so we can round up. Okay. Yeah, we wait for him to log in. So anyway, Ambassador Ugochukwu, maybe we'll hear from you before we start rounding up. And you hear what he's trying to say. Just give us a closing remark so we can, by the time he comes in, we'll round up and then we go.
Yeah, thank you, Ambassador Spencer. Yeah, like you've seen, there's nothing to talk about other than the fact that there is no basis for any faction at the moment in Anambra State. What is happening now are efforts to destabilize the party or people positioning themselves to milk the party towards the run-up to the election that is coming up soon. So Honorable Nwobu remains chairman of party. I have not seen any directive from the national secretariat of the party against that effect. So what they have here are court cases upon court cases. And as the young man rightly said, they have about 4 cases against the party on this issue. And apart from the court cases, there is no other pronouncement from the national secretariat that Nwobu is no longer chairman of the party, and until the court so decides, and then we will know moving forward. But what is important, like Honorable Obama rightly stated, is for the PDP to come together as one family under one umbrella, which is the symbol of the party, to iron out our differences and understand that this is the best opportunity a PDP has to take over Anambra State. And just like Nwobu said, another PDP heavyweights are posited that this election is ours to lose. And we can only choose to lose this election if we keep this struggle and fight. You know, so that is the only reason why we're going to lose this election. So I ask people like OBINNA OKAFOR, a very young guy, because when I see him, I remember they're not too young to run there, and someone who is young and on ground in the grassroots, you know? So I expect him to be on the right side of history. That is to say, those young people who came together and said, for once, Anambra State will breathe. Do you understand? So I'm looking forward to a harmonized solution. So this, I will call it artificial crisis, because there is no crisis in PDP. People are importing crisis to destabilize the party. And I want to encourage them to please come together, drop all their grievances. The PDP umbrella is so big to accommodate everybody. And I'm sure Honorable Nwobu is not someone, is not winner takes it all. You know, it's someone who has brought quite a lot of people to work with him. So I want to see peace in Anambra State. I want to see all the big masquerades coming together and understanding that we have one goal, and one goal alone, which is to make sure that we defeat ABGA. ABGA has been in power for far too long. And when a political party stays too long in power, they will begin to take the electorate for granted. And that is what we've seen in Anambra State, whereby government is not working and they're not even accountable again to the people. So while I was speaking, Honorable OBINNA OKAFOR's network was playing out. And that is the reason why I am calling him to join the bandwagon of progressives, so that tomorrow we'll have a strong broadband network in Anambra State. And his network will not be fluctuating again. So thank you so much, Spencer. Okay. Thank you, Ambassador Bomora, and thank you for having me.
Okay, thank you very much. OCN, I think we'll let you. Nami, you're gonna close out in the end. But OCN, before the network goes back, can you give us a closing remark then, please? The network's gone again. It's gone. All right, Namdi, I think we might have to go. Namdi, go on. Ambassador Namdi, can you give us a closing remark?
Yes, Mr. Spencer, I will close by saying it's quite a fruitful conversation, and I think the viewers have seen, and our PDP viewers have seen, can decide for themselves. Our party faithfuls, the PDP supporters, have seen that we are one united family in Anambra State under Honorable Sandu Bisinwobu. Now, that's an Igbo adage that says that that is the firewood in the city is what cooks food for them. I think that's where you live, it's where you make better. So PDP is our home, PDP is our family. You look at the history, like I told you, is a game. And we have played that game far too long, and we are losing out. So we don't want any more game. Honorable Sandu Bisinwobu was duly elected in 2017 as the chairman of Anambra State PDP. And ever since then, he has been doing a fantastic job. He has brought in great fortunes to the party. He has reformed the party. Today, we are seeing transparency. We are also seeing accountability. And I know Chief Nwobu's track record in politics. He was mayor of Okasta local government. He was almost one of the youngest of mayors in the whole of Nigeria. So he has been in politics for a very long time. He knows his onions in politics. It's not someone that will sideline or marginalize or segregate certain group of people. He's a politician that believes in all inclusiveness. So I believe that if anybody has grievances, and this is again what I would like to end this program with, Spencer, please. What we lack in our country, majorly one of our Achilles heel, is indiscipline. I think when we understand to use the internal mechanism of the party to seek redress, we will start enthroning internal democracy in our party. You have to make your house, charity begins at home, in a nutshell. Yes. So what I'm trying to say is that I will encourage people to also make sure not to go to all the time going to court to seek redress. We have internal mechanisms in the party. If actually you have a genuine concern, I will urge the PDP members and PDP family to make sure we utilize and explore the internal processes put in place to address grievances or people that are discontented with the party. So I would like us to withdraw at this stage now, everybody should withdraw all the court cases, seek internal mechanism. Let us try the reconciliation right now so that we can focus on the task ahead, so that we will make sure we have a transparent primary election to give us the best candidate, the best of the best. And remember, like I said earlier before we started, the Southeast PDP UK zone, which I'm the secretary, we are working a partnership with Mr. We have been talking with him, we have been exchanging ideas to introduce programs that will also help to create awareness for our people to understand the need for PDP to come and liberate Anambrans. So I think I have to end it here, Spencer, and I want to thank everybody. I want to thank viewers. I want to thank OCN OKAFOR for such a mature exchange and debate. And I want to thank Honorable Gochukwu Mora, who is our party secretary in UK chapter, for also being mature in this program. So thank you all. That's what I have to say. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, thank you guys. OCN, we'll have to give a closing remark. Please make it short, and then we go. Please, final remark from you. Can you hear me? You don't see you can hear us. All right, I think we're going to have to end the program then now. You can't hear us.
I think the network is bad for
We're going to end the program. So, guys, I'm going to let you guys go now. Thank you very much for being on the program.
Thank you, Spencer.
Yes, you already told us who you are. We're going to go on the PDP
General Secretary. Yeah, you
yes.
chapter, yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much for being on the program. We'll let you go. And then Ambassador Nabe, you're the Southeast Caucus of PDP General Secretary. Thank you very much, guys, for being on the program.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. Okay, guys, we've had it. There we have it. It's been quite a wonderful exchange between the three people representing each faction of two on the side of the current PDP chairman in Anambra State. We've had Ugochukwu Mora, Ambassador Ugochukwu Mora, is the PDP secretary for the UK chapter. And we've also had Nnamdi Mora, who's the Ambassador Nnamdi Mora, who's the PDP Southeast Zone Secretary. And they came to talk on behalf of the current chairman. And we also had OBINNA OCN OKAFOR, who came on to talk about his grievances he had, that they have, their faction have. And he's the acting secretary of the caretaker committee set up by the PDP. So thank you very much for being on the program. Please follow our page, keep following us. We have a wonderful blockbuster that's going to be coming on Saturday by 5 p.m. I'm going to have one of the former members of the IPOB indigenous people of Biafra. He's going to be coming on, Clifford Irania. He's going to be coming on to discuss with us, not about the IPOB this time, but he's going to be talking about the LNC. And he's going to be accompanied by another member of the LNC, who's the communications person for the LNC. His name's Olisa. The poster that I forgot his surname, first name. Olisa is the name. So we're going to have one for them on Saturday. And then, yeah, please tune in, stay tuned, and watch the program. I remain Spencer. Thank you for watching the program. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.